What is good, YouTube? I'm back. Black ass back here in the park making videos again at night. This is right around the time when low key white people start getting scared of niggas. It's not pitch black, but it's about that time. So I got about an hour till I start heading back inside. Just so that I'm not out super late, like I used to be. But with that being said, I wanted to get in today's topic. And this is this is from my episode of Boondocks. If y'all have seen that shit, And I might do a few more videos about characters and shit. But for those of you that haven't seen my channel banner, it's Huey from Boondocks, and I would say I have similar traits that he has in the show. And I'll say this too, he's the only conscious nigga in that whole entire show. Everybody else is a dumbass. And you don't really hear intellectual perspective, especially from black people, or at least not in a lot of TV shows, maybe in anime, but you don't really hear a voice of reason in a nigga show, unless an episode has a racial undertone, for example. You might be able to figure it out, but as far as character wise, sometimes you already know, man, with black entertainment, we don't really get a lot of those niggas. But yeah, so I kind of have similar traits from Huey, and I would say pretty underrated character in my opinion. But he had a saying in one episode where I couldn't remember which one. It might have been when he was either watching too much black TV, if you know that episode, which I think is from season 2, where he basically said, what's the point in talking so much if no one ain't willing enough to listen? This might have been season 3, but I'm gonna say it again because I didn't think you caught that. But he basically said, what's the point in talking if no one ain't willing enough to listen? And I kind of felt, I think that has a double meaning, a double entendre. Just based off the fact that you could tell somebody something, but they ain't trying to listen for shit. But the other meaning, when it comes to niggas, you could be talking all this poor righteous teacher, 5%, X-Clan, Africa Bambaataa, type shit. And no, I don't fuck with Africa Bambaataa. But niggas could be talking all that shit, all that consciousness, recommendations for the community, how to better somebody's life. There's even, if you really want to be specific, step-by-step instructions, how to start eating healthy, how to stop watching negative, images on TV because they could affect your psyche and shit, which goes into how people treat and talk, communicate, socialize, all that shit. how to actually be just a better person, you know. Fuck all of that self-improvement bullshit. I'm talking about actually being a better black person, you know. And I'm not being racist or anything, because like black people, we have our own specific way of life that we've abandoned for a long time. America has given us this false idea of leadership and, I'd say, patriotism, the way of life and all of that shit. And if you ask me, it's not doing us any justice, you know. Like, I'm not discrediting anybody from the past, but I have to bring this up, you know. But for the people that marched back in the day, you know, I'm not saying I'm discrediting them or anything. Don't get it twisted. But in today's time, what the fuck does marching, what the fuck does protesting, what the fuck does having picket signs outside of the government, what does that do for niggas? Nothing. What does trying to ask for justice from a system that clearly hates somebody like me? What's the point of talking all this? We need to get our people together type shit. Like I said, what's the point of talking if no one ain't willing enough to listen? And even with this channel, man, like, I have actual ideas for people. I have some goals, you know, for myself personally, that depending on another person, they could try it, but I'm not sure they'd be as successful, you know. And like me and a select few black men, we could be uplifting our community. We could be giving them recommendations. We could even show niggas the steps, you know. It really doesn't take that much to start changing your mind, you know. It doesn't take much to change your mind and your spirit. Niggas could be doing a lot of shit, but the average, you know, I hate to say this, but the average black person, whether male, female, or child, will still be diluted, will still be held captive, will still be in the stereotypical mindset of how America wants us, you know. Even with how we treat, even how we call ourselves by what we actually are. Me, I don't define color as who I am. That's just my skin tone, you know. I don't look at myself and I don't tell myself, because I'm black, I can't do this, I can't do that, you know. And we have to really think about, okay, what the fuck really is a black person? Like, what defines a black person? What is a Negro? What is a nigga? What is an African American? Me personally, these are labels and words given to us by the white man, the oppressor, to put us in a category of class. People could say whatever they want to say. You have the right to an opinion. But me, as an outcast, somebody who's been looked beneath tools, beneath pets, beneath 1/3 of a human being, I have my own opinion. And when I talk in videos and when I talk just about giving my actual thoughts about these things, it's like, as somebody who has an opinion, a lot of people get mad at me. And my answer to those niggas is, why would you be mad at me? I thought, as a black man, my opinion didn't fucking matter. I could be talking about anything on race and social class, but as soon as I bring up my own race and, you know, the white man, it's like, apparently I'm in the wrong. But my thing is, as somebody listening to my opinion, why would it matter to y'all? I thought my shit didn't matter. I thought nobody cared about what I have to say. But oh wait, I guess I'm being too real, I guess. Like, I don't know why, like, the world reacts to, especially a young black man who, this is how I know the world is fucked up. We're at a point now where mentally they want me to have the mindset of a child. They want me to have the mindset to where I'm a prepubescent adolescence. This is how they see the average black man, just low intelligence, can't think for himself person. You know? Because as soon as a nigga, you know, around 19, 20, 21, 22, I'm 23 now. For the past 4 to 5 years, I finally woken up to the setback that people have wanted me to be in. The black man is the most disrespected individual in Western society. By the time I'm in my 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, I notice people in that age range, their type of, like, when racism happens to people around that age, I do believe it's not as harsh as when we're younger. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but, you know, when you're still young, man, like, the world, it just hates youth. It hates black youth. The world hates black male youth. Even me existing, man, like, already I pissed off a lot of people. I pissed off a lot of people, even from other races that I didn't think hated me. But when you wake up to the mentality of you're hated at a very young age, this is how the world sees you, this is how America sees you, and this is how you have to maneuver. You have to tell yourself, I have to move the opposite of how everybody moves. And going back to niggas specifically, it's like you can set out the instructions out for people plain as day. But it seems to me you could have all the answers, but ain't nobody gonna question shit. Ain't nobody really gonna decipher what type of hidden messages and what type of agendas in the background that nobody wants to even interject into. And it's the demise of our culture. It's the demise of the black person. It's the gentrification and colonization of the black man, woman, and child. You know. So I'm kind of done with this whole, giving advice to niggas shit. Because ain't nobody give a fuck anyways, man. Like, people want to wonder why nobody does shit for the community. Motherfucker, if somebody does shit for the community, they can still get smoked. Nobody will even say thank you. They can still be taken advantage of, man. It's like if you help somebody out for such a long time and they don't give you a thank you, are you really going to be grateful for them? Probably not. It's not fucking rocket science. People can't always help out. It's like we as a collective, we have to really think for ourselves, man. And I'll say this for the people that actually do give a fuck about trying to change and trying to, I would say, better themselves, I'll say this. Pretty much, it all just boils down to, like, knowledge is not hidden, You could find something out very quickly. It's just how long it would take you to figure out the process. For example, if I really want to know shit about the homeland, I just have to start reading books and getting a bunch of different perspectives and shit. Understand a way of living, language, what we did, how we prospered, where it got us, what type of people we are, all that type of shit, man. And so, what's sad is there's only a very, very, very small few collect people that actually know what's happening. That actually know that unless we do some shit, we ain't finna be here. So, that's all I wanted to say. As a black young man, I have to really, like, be very frugal. I have to mentally attack from a psychological standpoint. When America tells me literally I'm not shit, I have to I have to pull up myself by my own bootstraps and say, fuck the USA. And I have to say, you know, fuck niggas. I have to tell myself this. Because who else will? You know? And I don't owe anybody shit. Nobody, man. You don't either. You know? You can have your own mind, man. Don't let anybody throw the shackles upon Western civilization on your black ass. Don't let the white man or his white woman or any race really mentally, physically, emotionally abuse you, because at the end of the day, you're all you got and you got to take care of yourself. But it's been real, a nigga could only be his worst critic. But with that said, man, I'm out. And on one last note, just before I leave, some saying I heard a while back, we're all we got.